Hi guys, my name is Cresha Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content that I am putting out, which is mostly about nursing. This channel is primarily for nursing students, brand new nurses, or anybody that's interested in the nursing field. So today I want to talk to you guys about hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So if you have seen my nursing journey video or any of the earlier videos, you may have noticed that I have gained weight. My face is rounder, a little fatter. So I was just thinking about my own hypothyroidism, and I wanted to just discuss that with you guys. I remember when I was in my associate degree program, one of the systems that I absolutely hated was the endocrine system. So kind of decided to make this video because I was forced into at least knowing what, about the thyroid. So in 2015, one day I was sleeping for like, oh man, I slept for a long time. I was so exhausted, and I didn't know what was wrong. So I was a night nurse at the time. Really, I thought I was just super tired. And I went on to work one night after sleeping for a super long time. Like, I don't know, I feel like I slept like 20 hours or something. But slept for a really long time, went to work that night, and my heart rate was through the roof. Through the roof. So I worked in ER at the time, and I decided to just check my vital signs, and when I seen that I had tachycardia, I clocked out and checked in. So they did the EKG, did some blood work, gave me fluids, and that's when I found out I was in thyroid crises. And I ended up in ICU, which I don't really feel like I needed to be in ICU. I probably was the easiest patient that the ICU nurses had, but I ended up in ICU because my thyroid was so active and so out of whack that they put me in ICU. My heart rate was up in the 160s. Even to just stand up at the side of the bed, go to the bathroom, my heart rate was ridiculous. And I did not notice all the symptoms of hyperthyroidism until, I was kind of putting two and two together, because I was always so tiny. Like, my whole life I was just like the skinniest person, and I really didn't think much about it because that I had started losing weight. So I went down to 125, which for me, I've never been the type of person that liked being skinny. I never liked being skinny. I come from a family of bigger women, so I just thought I just want to gain weight. I mean, I used to do things to like seriously try to gain weight. And so when I started losing weight, I was complaining to my husband, which we weren't married at the time, but we were together. So I was complaining like, man, I'm losing weight. I'm 125 now, and I'm 5'6". So I was just like, I felt so skinny. And I was starting to be really hot, like super hot. Like, I had to buy a fan to put next to me, and this was so out of the ordinary for me because I was always a person that was cold. I was always cold. So for me to start being super hot was like, oh, this is why. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't putting the symptoms together because, number one, once I got out of school, I didn't have anything to do with the endocrine system. Like, I didn't want to know about it. I didn't want to hear about it unless, and really, I didn't encounter any patients in the ER that had endocrine related problems. So I really didn't put two and two together. And after that, I started noticing other symptoms, which I should have paid attention to. Like, in my opinion, my husband would think I'm crazy, but in my opinion, I felt like my eyes were starting to like protrude a little more. I will try to insert a picture of that. I'll try to so you guys can see it. And I was starting to get like a little goiter, and I mean, I really didn't realize all this stuff was already taking place, but the symptoms were there. So those are the symptoms for hyperthyroidism. Everything starts to go super fast. Your heart rate is fast. Your menstrual cycles will slow down. And I was a person who had longer cycles, so I started having 4 and 5 day cycles. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a miracle. Wasn't putting two and two together. I felt like my hair was falling out more. Like when I brushed my hair, there would be more strings in the brush and in the comb. Didn't think twice about it. I just thought I need to take care of my hair better than that. And it was causing tachycardia, heat intolerance. I was so hot all the time, a goiter, shorter menstrual cycles, weight loss, and I can't think of anything else. But oh, and exophthalmos, where the eyes start to kind of protrude just a little bit. So the treatment for me, because I had to get a biopsy of my thyroid, I got an ultrasound of my thyroid, and they told me that it wasn't thyroid cancer, thank God, that had caused this to happen all of a sudden. So I was able to take the little radiation pill and basically deaden my thyroid. During that time, I had to be like sequestered. I couldn't be around my kids, and had to check into a hotel. So that's what I did, and I was away from my family for just a couple of days. And I think originally they wanted me to be away from my family for like 5 days, but my youngest child was 2, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to leave my husband with the kids for, you know, by himself. So I asked I think it was an oncology doctor who administered the pill, I think. So I asked him, like, do I really need to be away from my family for 5 days? And he told me no. He said, we do tell patients that you need to be away from your family for a week when you're taking radiation, because you have, you know, you're radiating. So he said, but if it was that serious, you would have to be hospitalized to take this pill. There's no way this will be approved for outpatient treatment if you are really a true danger to your family or to your children, but try to keep them away from you. If you can stay away for a day or two, do that. So that's what I did. So once my thyroid was gone, I took the pill. I would say probably a month, and this was months, like the summertime is when I found out, and I was in ICU. It was November before I got the pill, and for about a month, every time I swallowed, it was such a sharp pain. So I guess that was like my thyroid. I don't know what was happening with my thyroid, but I had a sharp pain in my throat that lasted about a month, and then it went away. And then I started to see an endocrinologist, and I got on levothyroxine. So I was still pretty small. 2016, I would say 2017, I was still pretty small, and I wasn't really taking my medicine like consistently and appropriately. I was taking it for the most part, but I didn't really pay that much attention, like, oh, I have to take it exactly this way. So around the beginning of 2000, maybe the beginning of 2018, I started to gain a little weight, and didn't really put it on the thyroid just yet, because it was just a little weight, and I was so happy to have the weight. So still wasn't taking my medication like I was supposed to, and then I started having like headaches and a little bit of dizziness. So I was like, maybe I should go get my thyroid levels checked. So I got my TSH and T4, T3 checked. It was too high, and yeah, I had to really start taking my medication like I was supposed to. I gained about, in 2018, I gained about 25 pounds in, I mean, no time. Not even like, I mean, I would say probably in two or 3 months, I gained 25 pounds. Which is a lot. That, it was like, I felt like my skin was stretching, like, because it happened so fast. And I was kind of happy about the weight, but at the same time kind of scared, like, am I gonna gain like 100 pounds because of my thyroid? Like, I had 3 kids and I didn't gain any weight, so this thyroid is not to play with. And so I started taking my medications, and it kind of I stabilized at around 153 pounds. And so you guys know that I became a nurse practitioner the end of last year, started working this year. Now I work in an office where I work 6 days a week, which is pretty difficult to get in with the doctor, my doctor. So I was off my thyroid medicine for about 3 weeks or so. And then this past weekend, I had vertigo like nobody's business. I felt like I had been drinking alcohol. So Saturday, today is Saturday, so this was last week Saturday, I woke up dizzy, but it went away. And I was like, okay, well, maybe that was just some type of, isolated incident. And then Sunday, it was like I woke up so dizzy, I had to throw up. It was so terrible, and I was like, I have to, and I was out of town, so I was like, I gotta get home, because if I'm going to the hospital, I want to go to the hospital at, home. So I came home, went to the ER, and my TSH, which shouldn't be higher than 10 at the most, which is considered high, elevated. My TSH was 76. So in this time, in the 3 weeks time that I was off my medicine, I started gaining weight again. Like, not much. I probably gained, a couple pounds, but I feel like I gained, 5 or 10. So the symptoms of hypothyroidism is you are cold. You're cold a lot. You're cold a lot. It's total opposite of hyper. So my heart rate was low. My heart rate is normally 80s, 90. My heart rate was dipping into the 40s when I was in the ER on Sunday. And it's the total opposite signs and symptoms than hyper. The only thing that is the same is you can get a goiter. Thank God y'all don't say a goiter, do you? I have no goiter. But you can have a goiter with hypo or hyperthyroidism. With hypothyroidism, your hair becomes dry, your skin is dry, your face can become puffy. So I do feel like my face is rounder, and I don't know if it's the puffiness from the hypothyroidism or just weight gain. I don't know. I guess I'll see, because I'm back on my medicine in a higher dose. And also with hypothyroidism, you can have really long menstrual cycles. I do not have menstrual cycles. I had a hysterectomy, so I don't have those parts. But if I had a period, I would probably be having a super long period. That can happen. So those are the differences. And I feel like if you know somebody's story, like my story, or you know somebody with either one, you can figure it out for a test. Because if the questions on if you're a nursing student, this is for you. If you're a nurse and you have somebody with these complaints, if everything is going super fast, the person is losing weight as if they're running track all the time, they're losing weight, their eyes are starting to pop out just a little to notice a little difference, or the more hair loss when they're brushing, those things are signs of hyper. And then on the opposite side, everything slows down. They start gaining weight, the heart rate goes super slow. Those are signs of hypo. Think of hypo, slower, less, hypothyroidism. I hope that kind of helps newer nurses or nursing students figure out the difference between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. The major concerns for each one on different ends of the spectrum. With hypo, a person can have myxedema, which means everything has slowed down so much that they can go into a coma. And I was really scared about that. But so I was like, what's my levels? What's my sodium level? Like, tell me everything. And on the opposite, so I guess my camera just turned off. But anyway, on the opposite end for hyperthyroidism, a person can go into thyroid storm where everything's going way too fast, it's too much, and they can have tachycardia and all that stuff, and have AFib and all of that. So If you have any questions on any other endocrine system issues, let me know. I will do a video on that. I just wanted to do a video on the hypo and hyperthyroidism because that's my life experience, and I hate an endocrine system. So hopefully this will help you guys remember for your test, for yourself, for treating your patients. Sorry. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you have any ideas on nursing content or any type of content that you would like me to post. Take care.